This is Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. In what is sort of part of a pre-election series, I'm doing my own version of Vote, which I've detected, I think, these go vote messages are more prevalent than they've been in any other election. So after my second in this series, I get a reply from a woman who I featured in the series, and I use a Spanish word for the @ arroba. Her Twitter ID is @longtallsally85. Now, she writes me in a direct message, which is a privilege of Twitter, given that I am following her. So since she replies to me in a one-to-one format, I can't really, it doesn't feel right to make her text public when she didn't send it to me publicly. However, I somehow feel that it's okay to tell people, which is why I'm inspired to convert this to my voice. So, @longtallsally writes, "Hey, just saw your YouTube video featuring my tweet." Listeners, those of you not familiar with direct messages, it allows you to run on longer than a tweet, however, not just continuous text. So she breaks this. I don't know if the breaks are meaningful. I'm going to read through it as if they're not. "Hey, just saw your YouTube video featuring my tweet. I just wanted to clarify a few things, as not sure you understood what is meant by my tweet. I'm from the UK and don't know much about the rules of running for office, etc. I was thinking out loud whether or not there is something in place to prevent this lose-lose situation. Because if you've only a choice of voting for one dick or another, how is it fair to vote? By the way, vote of no confidence, as I comprehend it, means to vote to remove a person from position, the head of a party. I'll go and read the 12th Amendment again. End of text from @longtallsally. So my editorial is a couple of points. I did have a level of contempt in my voice, which now that she's replied without contempt, respectfully, even pledges to go read the 12th Amendment, which is a pledge I am making myself on this occasion. First of all, she's from the UK. I didn't know that. And I think I had reason to know that. She might be the one that references a place on her location that to me I wasn't familiar to, and perhaps if I was from the UK, I would have been familiar. So she articulates, specifies she's from the UK. And one dick or another, I think, is funny, because in this context, Hillary is now a dick. She's been called a lot of things. And I think this is the first time I've heard her called a dick. And a vote of confidence is, my understanding, I hear that vote of no confidence, I hear it used in academia, and it is removing someone from a office of president of a university. That's the only context I can remember, which is each of our Longtallsally and mine are more specific, but nonetheless, it's a removal of someone from office. And, just the bottom line, the last editorial I have is she writes, humbly, I don't know much about the rules. She's from the UK. She obviously knows more than most Americans. And secondly, She writes, I was just thinking out loud, which is the way Twitter is. We just kind of voice these things. I do it. She's done it. Everyone does it. Tweets are, certainly Donald Trump does it. Tweets are not a premeditated, thoughtful thing. They give us clues into what people are thinking when they're not thinking, as Donald has showed us in ever-living color. But nonetheless, I read her tweet and write back, and she says, just saw your vid featuring my tweet. So, if I were to put myself in her shoes, she might have kind of been tweeting like Donald tweets, sort of impulsively, sort of thinking out loud, sort of thoughtlessly, not a lot of premeditation, not a lot of forethought. And all of a sudden she gets a reply from me, and she's one of 3 people featured in my tweet. So I don't know what her sentiment was at the moment. It obviously wasn't a contemptuous reply. I thought it was gracious, kind, and fun. And if we had more Americans like this, our voter turnout would be higher. So I don't know about Long Tall Sally. If I got you to this point, you've now listened to 16 minutes of me talking on video, and you're awesome for doing that. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.